So
as far as Dr. Avini start recording, we can start. Up to you, Dr. Siva. So
maybe Dr. Avin is recording, I think, but today I'm hosting this.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor. Good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of PDC of our university, I welcome you all for this webinar. Today we have Dr. Haitham with us. He is going to talk in the topic, how to be successful at saving your time. So I welcome you all, and I welcome Dr. Haitham. So now this screen for you, Doctor.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Siva, for the introduction. And I really feel it is my pleasure for sharing the experience of this training program with the BDC. And actually, the training session will be in Arabic. I tried to mix, but as requested by the BDC, to be in Arabic for the non-academic staff. So I tried my best to mix some of the information in Arabic and English, but I will speak in Arabic from now on. And mix the language we see. السلام عليكم جميعا. يعني أنا سعيد إن أنا أبقى معاكم. يعني البرنامج التدريبي الخاص بينا هو كيف تنجح في الحفاظ على وقتك. How to be successful at saving your time. يعني في البرنامج التدريبي ده هنتكلم على مجموعة كبيرة جدا من الأمور. يعني بس قبل كده أنا الحمد لله يعني كل الموجودين أعرفهم واعرفهم يعني الاسم والوظيفه، فما فيش داعي للتعارف، انا اعرفكم كويس الحمد لله يعني. بس هنعمل حاجه بسيطه دلوقتي. هل تخطط ليومك؟ So the question right now, do you plan, you have a schedule, daily schedule? So in order to answer this, please go to dementi.com and use this code and try to you have actually 3 options to answer the question. Do you plan to your day or not? هنروح لمنتي.com وهنحاول نجاوب على السؤال هل تخطط ليومك، ونشوف ايه اللي هيحصل. هنروح وندخل الكود 67335025 and actually you have 3 options there: yes, no, and sometimes. So let's see. Yep. Yep. I got only 1 input right now. 2 inputs are coming. Yep. Okay. We are here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 6, so it will be, yep, 3%. My God. Okay. Let me see. Okay, 3. All right. Yeah, this percentage is really cool. So I have here 3 inputs, and this is actually the result that 100%. This is really great results for me. يعني 100% of the audience right now, they are planning, they have a schedule every day. طيب خلينا نشوف يعني نعمل السكيدجول ده ازاي. اوكي يعني واحد من الموجودين, just one audience, say that sometimes yeah plan, sometimes not plan. Okay, yeah, now the percentage is changing actually, so I will stop sharing the presentation and I will share that one with you and see. Okay, here, hopefully you can see this window. Okay, so when you see the please confirm that you can see it. كيف تنجح here. Yeah, this is now the how you plan to your day. We have three options. يعني عندنا yes, no, and sometimes يعني ما فيش حد sometimes في 25% no, 75% yes. For me, this is great percentage. But of course, if we have more audiences, the percentage will be different. The frequency will be different. We're gonna have a more differentiation, I think, of the people. Okay. So I will go back to my presentation and see. So I'm wondering, can you see the slides?
Yes.
Okay. يعني عندنا ميثاق للجلسات ground rules as usual. يعني I like to use these ground rules. So smile, participation, effective participation. I learned that through discussion you can get good results. Of course, respect and many other stuff, but these are the most important, especially for the online training session. It's really important to have more participation and more effective participation. يعني الجلسة التدريبية دي هتبقى فكرتها عبارة عن مجموعة كوتيشنز كده حطيتهم. الكوتيشن الأولاني بيقول the key is not in spending time but in investing it. الحكمة ليست في قضاء الوقت بل في استثماره. يا ترى متفقين مع الكوتيشن دي؟ Do you accept this quotation or you have different mind? I'm just wondering. Okay. يعني في اصدقاء كتير جدا ليا تواصلوا معايا اخيرا. يعني كان احد الاصدقاء كان بيقول لي شكرا جزيلا دكتوره غايده، شكرا جزيلا استاذه مروه. Yes, so we all agree with this quotation. يعني كان احد الاصدقاء هو صديق قريب يعني جدا ليا، وبتواصل معاه فقال لي انا في المستشفى في العنايه المركزه، ربنا يشفيه يا رب وياخد، هو تقريبا يعني في نفس سني يعني ان ما كانش اصغر شويه. فبقول له ليه؟ قال لي انا طول الوقت في ابحاثي وطول الوقت في معملي وعندي مش عارف كام طالب ماجستير وعندي مش عارف كام طالب دكتوراه وما عنديش وقت اعمل اي حاجه فالكلمه اللي لفتت نظري ما عنديش وقت. يعني ما عنديش وقت دي يعني مش موجوده كتير الا في بعض الحالات اللي احنا هنتكلم عليها. يعني مثلا مايكل فورتينو خبير اداره الوقت الامريكي عمل بحث مدته 20 سنه. So Michael Fortino, this one of the very successful time management authors. He just make a research for 20 years actually. Out of the 20 years, he found that 7 years, we stay 7 years of the 20 years في الحمام in our in toilet, and actually 6 years we are eating, 5 years we stand online, 3 years in meeting, 1 year for searching for lost stuff, and 8 months for opening emails and check our email. 6 months for traffic. You stand in traffic science, and also 6 months for I'm sorry, 120 hours we wash teeth for 120 hours in the 20 years. 4 minutes we talk to our partner, just 4 minutes a day, huh? Not, of course, not in the 20 years. 4 minutes a day we just talk to our partner, and you cannot imagine this at this time, very short time, 30 seconds a day we just talk to our kids. And Dr. Ibrahim al-Fiqi just count this over the 80 years, and he could find that within 80 years, we just talk to our kids 240 hours within 80 years. So time is very important, but the most important how to use the time. This is the quotation say, yeah. يعني انا عديت على مراحل كتيره جدا. يعني من ضمن المراحل دي بعتز بيها جدا الفتره اللي انا قعدت فيها في اليابان، يعني فتره حوالي 7 سنين ما بين دراسه الدكتوراه وما بين البوست دوك. فلفت نظري في بعض الاحيان التيكتس بتاعت الشينكانسن. So in Japan they are using actually what we call super express train. It's not normal train, it's magnetic train, very powerful one. So I just noticed the Shinkansen, they call it Shinkansen, okay, which is the super express train. So I just noticed what? I noticed the time. Just have a look here. One of the tickets which I keep with me. For example, this train, this Shinkansen was at 1:52. يعني الساعة 1:52. So I asked my Japanese friend, why it's exactly 13:52? Why it's not 13:50 or 13:55? يعني ليه بالظبط؟ ليه 1:52 مش 1:55؟ حاجة غريبة جدا. وبعدين هو يعني ما عرفش يرد عليا. So I asked my Japanese friend and he couldn't answer me actually why it's 1:52, why it's 13:52. It's not 50 or it's not 55. So I just back to myself and start to think. We have the same things actually in our life. In our religious we have the same. So in the Holy Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala يعني أقسم بالتايم وأقسم بالوقت في أكثر من آية وفي أكثر من موقع وأكثر من موضع في القرآن الكريم. يعني وبأكثر من صيغة طبعا، مرة بصيغة الدهر، مرة بصيغة الحين، مرة بصيغة الأجل، مرة بصيغة اليوم، الأمد، السرمد، الخلد، العصر. وطبعا سبحانه وتعالى لما بيقسم بشيء فده معناه ان الشيء ده ذو قيمة عالية جدا. يعني والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر، مش كده؟ وهو الذي، وقال سبحانه وتعالى وهو الذي جعل الشمس ضياء والقمر نورا وقدره منازل لتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب. وقال تعالى وجعلنا الليل والنهار آيتين فمحونا آية الليل وجعلنا آية النهار مبصرة لتبتغوا فضلا من ربكم ولتعلموا عدد السنين والحساب وكل شيء فصلناه تفصيلا. من الآيات، في آيات كتيرة جدا الله سبحانه وتعالى mention in the Holy Quran. يعني من الآيات دي علم الفلك وعلم الفضاء وحساب السنين وعدد الساعات اليومي بدأ يعني البشرية بدأت تنظر إليه. فاحنا يعني موضوع ان هو القطر يبقى الساعة 1:52 دي مش غريبة، بس احنا اللي مش بنفكر قوي في التفاصيل. مش كده وبس، يعني ما احنا عندنا نفس التفاصيل دي. ده مثلا التايم براير في سور. فانا قعدت افكر يعني ايه المشكله لما تبقى 1:52؟ طب ما احنا عندنا نفس الكلام في التايم براير، ويعني وي ار فولوينج ذس برضه. يعني الفجر مثلا 4:39 وبتغير كل يوم، فده اكيد ليه مردود واكيد ليه معنى. مثلا الشروق 5:55، مش كده بس، احنا بنصوم رمضان بعدد ساعات معين بدايه من الفجر الى المغرب، فدي برضو عدد ساعات، وعدد ساعات دي اكيد ليها منطق. الله سبحانه وتعالى يعني created everything with a sense and with wisdom. فالموضوع موجود، لكن how to think about this. دلوقتي عندنا دراسة حالة، هي طبعا بالعربي يعني I'm sorry we just have a case study right now, a story, very short story in Arabic. I will try my best to translate it, but just in case here I give you just 2 minutes. Please go through this case study and try to find the answer. يعني هنقرا القصة دي ونشوف إجابة السؤال. طبعا انا مش عارف، معايا اعتقد مس مروه ودكتوره غايده بس بيقروا عربي. There was يعني a story about a man working with cutting trees. Like daily he is going to the forest and cutting trees, and actually after a long time of this kind of hard job he started to feel tired. And that moment his son graduated, but he was working in a different part. So he's thinking, the son start to think that he can help his father. So he just went one day there with father and start to learn from him how to cut the trees. But the story is different. He found that his father is using axe which is not sharp enough to cut trees, and just mention, father, why you're not sharpening the axe first before you cut the trees? And the father just say, oh, I don't have much time to sharpen the axe. And this is actually the story. So the question right now, what kind of advice he can get it to that man? Yeah, you can write to chat box, or you can just please unmute yourself and speak. We are not in lecture anymore, so we just in a training session. So what kind of advice, what piece of advice he can give to this man, to the father, I mean? He just say, hey, son, I don't have that much time to sharpen my axe. What do you think؟ ايه اللي ممكن نعمله او ايه النصيحة اللي ممكن نديها للأب في هذه الحالة؟ Yes, you can write on chat box or you can unmute yourself and speak. Arabic or English is okay. ممكن ايه النصيحة نقدمها للأب في هذه الحالة؟ Yeah. Yes, exactly, Dr. Ghaida. Thank you so much. Yeah, that father needs to sharpen his axe to save time and effort. This is actually the advice. So this is what we need in our life. Some people just say, okay, I don't have that much time to sit, plan and organize for my daily schedule or for my monthly or plan for my time generally. I don't have much time. This is what is happening here. If this man sharpen the axe, so he will cut more trees. He will do his job efficiently. So more trees will be cut and in a short time. And this is what we need in life. Well, we need, don't say, I don't have that much time to organize and set plan for the future. No, you have to do this. Otherwise, you will lose time, actually. And if efficient, as we're going to talk, there are two different terms here for us, efficiently and effectiveness. Okay, so this is what the case studies say. The general objective for us. شكرا جزيلا استاذه مروه. يعني هو اصلا اذا بالظبط يعني لو هو سن الفاس بتاعه هيقدر يقطع كميه كبيره من الاشجار في وقت اقل، وهو ده المطلوب، وهو ده التارجت، المين تارجت، الهيدن تارجت from the time management is first you organize to get the use wisely your time. So we have here, as you see, the general objectives is to get knowledge, skills, and most important is attitude. Attitude is very, very important. For everything, attitude is very small thing which make all differences in our life. So if we have the attitude to change the way of our thinking to time, everything will be different. We have only 24 hours, but 24 hours is more than enough to do everything if you organize it. All right, I will not go in these details. This, by the way, the differences between information and knowledge. In training sessions in general, we're not seeking information. You can find, if you search, if you Google about time management, you find competences for time management in many different textbooks, dozens, millions of the information. But knowledge which we are seeking all the time from these kind of training sessions is how to really implement, how to really go for the application. And this is what I'm seeking, not only in training session, even in our education process. Mostly we need to seek this part of level of thinking, I can say. يعني there are some detailed objectives, but I will summarize. Okay, so generally I'm giving this training session actually in 3 days, and each day has different concept. So we have first the session seeking the concept of time, okay, and the second one is we just merge the concept of time with the management, because management skills are very different, and when you just merge the concept of time with the concept of management, you will have a very clear vision, you have a very clear picture of how to go through this process, okay, how to improve, how to acquire skills in the time management. You remember that management, that you need skills, and for improving skills you need to have training and improve the training skills at the same time. This is the second session, and the third session for us, which I just choose here, is meetings. We have a lot of meetings. So how we manage meetings? Not only meetings, even delegation. So إدارة الاجتماعات والتفويض. This is also very important. So meeting and management of the meetings, okay, how to set the objectives, what are the priorities, and most importantly, the session which I really want to catch today is the delegation. So in order to do that time management efficiently, you have to think for the delegation process, giving the authorization to someone which you feel that he can do instead of you, but of course with some limitations and requirements at the same time. Okay, so these are the detailed objectives. I'm gonna use some training methods in this. The first one here, the first training session will be 10 minutes. So the concept of time and its importance, and of course its wasters. So here two concepts for us, two terms for us: time, importance of time, and the second one is waster. So we have also what we call time wasters. But before that, Frederick Meyer just have a quotation here. Today we have time. Now we have time, not only today. Today we have time, tomorrow we will not, actually. اليوم لدينا وقت, أما غدا فلا. So do you accept this quotation? Can please unmute yourself and speak, discuss. If you have explanation, can you explain this quotation for me? Today we have time, now we have time, we are doing training right now, but tomorrow, not tomorrow, maybe after second we will not have time. So yeah, can you please unmute and speak if you agree with this, and if you have your concept understanding this quotation? Yes, please.
I think, can I say something? I think the
Sure.
opposite is true. Yeah, I think sometimes they put things off and we say, today we are too busy, I'll do it tomorrow. So I am a person who puts off things. So I think I don't have time today, I will have time tomorrow, so I'll do it tomorrow. So this is my habit of putting things off.
Okay, thank you, Tong Chu. This is actually the way of I'm gonna talk about it very soon, which is the strategies for time planning. We have strategies of time planning, and we have reasons which we are all the time suffering from time waster. And one of these is, we call it procrastination. So if you can do it now and you have time to do it now, you plan to do it now, according to this quotation, it's much better to do it. As يعني Miss Marwa, thank you. يعني we have a quotation in Arabic: لا تؤجل عمل اليوم إلى الغد. We cannot postpone our today work to tomorrow. If we have time and everything is settled, everything is planned, so it's much better actually to have your time done today, not today, now. So we will know this very soon. But thank you for the inputs. This is really cool. So I have a question here, and I think this question needs a little bit thinking. So what is your concept of the term of time? So we need to have a definition, and I know it's very difficult to find it, but try. The time definition. What do you think? How can you define the term time for me? Yeah, before we understand time management, before we go how to manage our time, we need first to understand what is time first. So what do you think? Yep. You can unmute and speak, or you can write, whatever. It's okay. We have only nice participants today, so you please unmute and just, yeah, try to find the definition. I know it's very, very difficult to find it.
I have said a period. Time is a period.
Okay, so thank you. You just give the synonym for the word time, which is the period which we can do things. This is great. Period to carry out, Dr. Aida, thank you. Period to carry out tasks in seconds, minutes, and hours. So precious. Yeah, thank you, Ms. Marwa. Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Muhammad Zafar, also. Yeah, agree with the quotation, previous quotation. Yeah, so this is actually, when I give the question, you started to think, what is time? Yeah, we are using time. We have 24 hours every day. We have, in 1 hour, we have 60 minutes and so on. So if you count it with 1 year, you're gonna have 365 days, multiply 24 hours. So you can count how many hours. But this is actually the time, or how we express the time. So time, in many different definitions, For time definitions, I searched many times before. I gave this training session many times before, and every time before I start to give, I search for the definition for the time. So actually, there is no actual definition. Even all the people just say time is so precious, as Ms. Marwa say, and it's really important. Most important resources we have in life is time. So I just find here one of the definition which is so close to my mind, but there are others, by the way. So time is rooted in the presence of relationship with activities. So we are doing different activities. Right now we are in training session for time management. So we are doing activity. We started 12:15 and we're gonna finish after 13 minutes. So there are many activities where I'm presenting and you're just listen and you participate. So we are doing many different activities and they are correlated with that training session. And this is what we are doing. Could be one training session, could be one class, could be play football, soccer game, or you watch a movie. Different activities, series of different activities in over a period of time. This is actually the one of the definitions I can say. One more question. I have a lot of questions, by the way, so don't be poor. What is the importance of time? Do you think time is important, is precious? Yeah, we all agree. But what is important? Why it's important? And what is the importance of time? What do you think? What is the importance of time? For example, today we have the exact time to start is 12:15. So what about if we start 12? Or what about if we start 12:30? It doesn't matter here. What do you think? Yeah, time is important, but what is the importance of time? What do you think? Come on.
Time is like the limit.
Yes, Dr. Taki, please.
Time is limited period.
Okay, time is, yeah, exactly. Time is so limited, so it's really important. Thank you, Dr. Taki. Yes, Ms. Tongchu, please.
I am saying time is important depending on the person, the age of the person or the profession of the person, and also of the culture. Now in Oman, they don't think it's important to be punctual and they take a long time, whereas in some other countries, they try to squeeze in a lot of activities in a short period of time. So I don't know, when you say importance of time, sometimes what you do in that time is important, but the time itself is not important. How long you take is not important. What you do is important.
Okay, thank you so much. So the importance of time will be different based on many different reasons. For example, habits, society, culture, everything will be different and accordingly, of course. Dr. Ghaida, thank you. Punctuality, respect, effective accomplishment of work tasks, spending quality time with family and friends. So there are many. I just wrote here why time, or what is the importance of time. I can just say time facts. So it is actually, we have resources. We are human resources. We have natural resources. Some resources are renewable, some other non-renewable. And here, time is actually one of them. Well, I can say not only one of the most important, it's actually the most important resource. And luckily, we all have the same amount of time. We have 24 hours a day, as they say, right? So, but most important, I think she say that how wisely we use the time will be different individually from one person to the other person. So it's non-storable. If you store time, can I just pay just 1 minute from any one of you with one salary, with 1 month's salary? Can any one of you just give 1 minute? So I will have long life with 1 minute. No one can do this. It's non-storable, non-refundable, and you cannot be increased for this. That's why we have past, we have present, and we're gonna have future. Most important, past, we cannot do anything with the time in the past. We still can plan for the future, and this is what we have in our hand. Just plan and plan and plan, because very important to have it. Okay, there are many other facts. As you see, most critical effective variable in our life. It's very difficult for human tasks to be completed without time. As many of you said, right? We have many different activities here. For example, in Oman, maybe the culture, maybe the habit will be different from Egypt, maybe different from India, maybe different from Lebanon, maybe different from any other countries, right? How to think about time is really different. Okay, so here I have actually task and training for workshop, but we don't have much time to do it. But the question is, do you think, can you classify the time? I mean, what are the types of time? So now we have an idea right now what is time, why time is really important. We have some facts in front of our eyes right now. So we just need to go and dive deeply right now. What are the types? Do you think time has types? So if you think like that, so what are the types of time? Yeah, I have difficult questions today. I'm sorry for that. But yeah, we need to think. And this is actually the knowledge, not the information. Oh, okay, productive time, exactly. So this is one of the type we have, productive time. Okay, but this is the general one. Okay, Dr. Aida just mentioned. Okay, Tongchu just say relaxing time. This is also very important. I agree 100%. Time of work for family, Dr. Aida mentioned, for friends, for sleep, for food, for personal time, for fun time. So do you think this is type of time or how we spend time? Do you think these all a type of time or how we spend the time?
Spins.
Yeah, exactly. So now just say how we're spending the time. But actually there are some classes. I just tried my best here to have this short. I'm sorry it is in Arabic. I was thinking that that session will be in Arabic, but I will do my best to do it in English. So based on the organization, we can classify time to two types based on the organization. First one, I'm sorry, we have two classes. First one based on the organization, and second one based on the productivity. Based on the organization here, all right? I'll just try. This is based on the organization, and the second type is based on the productivity, okay? For the first type, based on the organization, we have very difficult time to be organized, like surprises or surprises. Sometimes you have a plan and everything is okay, you organize, but suddenly something happen in between. You cannot control, or it's unexpected. So we call this is one of the type based on the organization, we cannot control this time. It's very difficult to control. And the second type here is we can control it, we can organize, we can plan, we have a schedule to do. So it is effective, even it will be effective or it's not effective. So accordingly, no problem. And the second type is about the productivity, how you use your time. So we have many different classes here. I just pick three of them. So one, we call it preparation time. If you have a task, so before you start the task, you have a preparation time. And you count the time for this event or for this task. So you have a preparation. And the second one, we call it creation. So you have creativity time, okay? And the third one is productivity time. And actually for productivity time, we still have two classes. One is normal productivity and the other one is emergency. So this is how we can classify the time. Why this is really important? Because, you know, after a while, we will go for the strategies which we can use to plan for our time. And based on the strategies, we can classify as I will explain. So wasters, time wasters, do you think we use all the time wisely in our daily life, or sometimes we are wasting time? So for wasting time, it should be some wasters as well. We call time wasters. And by the way, I'm asking here, so what are the time wasters? You're facing daily life, so everyone will be different from the others. So what do you think? What are the time wasters?
Social media.
Social media, exactly.
Social media
Yeah.
is a big time waster. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're not using social media effectively, 100% you will lose your time. 100%.
Yes.
Yeah, social media. This is great waste of time. So what else? What else? If you think for daily work, for example, in your work, what are the wasters of your time? Yeah. Come on.
When you don't plan, if you have an activity and you don't plan, then you kind of go forward, then you forget something, then you go backwards.
All right.
If you plan something, I think it's very effective to do something in a short period of time. But sometimes you go to the supermarket, you don't have a list, then you come home and you forgot something, then you go again. So I
Yes.
think in the day-to-day
If you
life,
have no
it's
plan, if
not
you have no plan.
organized.
Yeah, this is
Yes.
exactly, and this is what I'm doing, especially in supermarkets. So I go and forget what I need, and then I come back and buy a little bit, and then go back and buy, and so you will lose time. Yeah, exactly. This is no plan. One of the very important wasters, especially when we talk about work daily life. Thank you, Dr. Raida. Also, too much work. Too much work. That means we are not managing our time. So we need to have some relaxing time as well. So very important. Action without plan. Thank you, Dr. Zafar. Exactly. If you have action without plan, action is the second step in any process of production. But before actions, you should have a plan first. And you study plan carefully. Set up the plan. Initial plan is very important, as the story which we had before. So there are many wasters. So I just hear whatever you mentioned. I thank you all about this. And I can classify, thank you, Ms. Mara, at work, coffee time can extend to more than 1 hour. Yeah, this is actually not coffee, this is lunchtime. Okay, yeah, I can just here have 3 groups of time wasters. 3 groups, and if you think for whatever you mentioned, it will be under one of these groups. So one is we call procrastination and delay. Okay, today I feel out of mood, so I will not do this job today. I just postpone to tomorrow. And you come tomorrow, you find that you have other activities, you have different events, you have different job, so you just go for all the time delay and procrastination. This is the first one. Will waste time. This is one of the, according to the researchers, more than 60% of the time wasters under that procrastination and delay. The second one is perfectionism. So I need to do my job very perfect, excellent every time. So you spend more time. By the way, to do it perfect, you have to think for the term of efficiently, the term for effectiveness, the term for effortlessness also. These are the 3 strategies which very important you have to keep in mind. And also bad habits. You drink coffee and you talk to friend, you WhatsApp, you go for the Facebook for a while, you post. So these are bad habits. Or you, you do other stuff. You think, okay, I will go and have some talk with the other friend, and after that I will come back to my work and start. This is actually very bad habits we have. Right, this is the first session. So we talk about time, types of time, and then time wasters in hurry, of course. The second session is very important one, which is effective time management. And here the title is really important. So we have 3 concepts in the title: effective and time and management. And according to this quotation, says ordinary people think merely of spending time, but great people think of using it. So do you agree with this quotation? And here the term is spending time, keywords for me, and the second one is using time. And I can just, if you can replace using time, there is actually very important, or I think my mind is investing time is more appropriate, I can say. So ordinary people think for spending time, other great people can think of using it. Do you agree with this quotation?
Yes.
Yeah, you can spend time, but not everyone can spend time. But not all people can invest in their times. 100%. Thank you, Ms. Marwa. Thank you, Dr. Raida. Exactly. So this is what we need. And this is actually from this quotation, you will figure out the definition for time management. And by the way, management in general is kind of behavior skills you have, or the manager, any manager has. So everyone is manager for himself or herself, especially for the time I'm talking. So whatever the habits, whatever the behavior you are doing, so it will affect your time management. This is for 100%. Okay, so you need to improve. You need to think for the behaviors you are doing every day. You plan, you're not plan. If you plan, you go with your plan, or you're not stick with your plan, right? At the end of the day, what you're doing, you're just coming back and replan it for tomorrow, what you're doing. Can you change the past? Can you change your future? Yeah, you can do this if you do the time management wisely. And now, what are the fundamentals of effective time management? What do you think? What are the fundamentals of effective time management? Yeah, I think you all agree. You say plan. Yeah, planning. Exactly, Dr. Ghaida. Yes, exactly. Only planning.
Yeah.
Only planning, or we have other fundamentals we should keep also in mind. What do you think? Organization. All right. Yeah. So planning, organization, and any others? Fundamentals.
Yeah, and getting rid of the time wasters. Like you say, if you're spending a lot of time on social media,
Yeah.
you
So
get
get
rid of
right
some
off.
or reduce on the time wasters.
Right. So we have to think for the time wasters and try to get right off these wasters. Exactly. So thank you, Dr. Raid, also here focusing on task at hand. This is one of the very great point. Dr. Zafar, thank you. Ready to change behavior to avoid time wasters. Exactly. So I just here summarize whatever you mentioned clearly, actually, to two terms here for fundamentals of to have effective time management. Actually, there are more than this, but I just summarized it here. The first one is effectiveness, and the second one is efficiency. And it's really confusing, very confusing, the differences between both of these terms. The other one is effortlessness. We can do this. If you can do your work without that great effort on exact time over the period of time, and you get the product out of this event clearly, so this is effortlessness. But this is okay. But now I have two confusing terms. So what do you think? What the difference? What are the differences if you have? So effectiveness and efficiency. So what are the differences? Yeah, effectiveness and efficiency. If you can do this 100%, you do effective time management. Yeah, I told you that I have hard questions today. I'm sorry for that. So effectiveness and efficiency. They are really close, but they are different. They are really close, but they are different. And by the way, any time management, not only time, I mean any management to process, need to have these two terms front of any institution or any whatever company, or even you as a teacher, you have to have this in front of you before you start your course and after you finish your course. So efficiency and effectiveness.
I think effectiveness
Yes,
has
Dr.
to
Ghaida.
do, like maybe with how you are doing the task, like
Okay.
like as you said, with less effort, and efficiency is like has more of the time. Like we can maybe accomplish it in less time.
Okay, so so now I can get from you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ghaida. This is actually a good point. So maybe the main difference between both is the time, using time or not using time. Both of them very important for the production. Both of them very important to have institution priorities and address the institution addresses everything related to these two words. But maybe the line between them is the time, very importantly. Yeah. So here I have I have what we call efficiency and effectiveness matrix. Actually, there is a matrix. I have tried my best to make it here. So we have 4 squares. Accordingly, we can understand the difference between both of them. right? Here down we have low efficiency and high efficiency. On the other side, we have high effectiveness and low effectiveness. Whatever the production process, whatever the management process, you need to think for that. So here, high efficiency and high effectiveness. And this can be happened, can be occurred if you're doing, for example, if as a manager, if you're doing delegation, all right? Here we have high efficiency and low effectiveness. And for example, if you're doing just motivation as a manager, right, you just do motivation for your employees. So you're gonna have high efficiency, but on the same time, low effectiveness. Down here, we have low efficiency and high effectiveness. This is just by training. If you only train them, okay, so you will not get high efficiency, high effectiveness. No, actually. And with firmness or intensity or strict, you will get very low efficiency and very low effectiveness. So if you address the objectives for the institution with wise use of time, so you will get high effectiveness, okay? Yeah, I will not go in this. So we have some different styles of using time. We have different styles of using time. For example, here I will start with this one, time waster, the person who is all the time wasting time, all the time wasting time. So we call time waster. And down here, up here, before up, I will go with the time user. So you use time, but you don't know how to use it. You just use. You just fill the activities over the period of time, and that's it. You're not thinking for the efficiency. You're not thinking for the effectiveness. You're not thinking for anything. You just use. A little bit more, if you have it, you're gonna have more effectiveness if you are time explorer. So this is we call more effectiveness. And here, the highest effectiveness is actually the time investor. So you try to address your objectives with a very short time. But remember, very short time means you're not doing and that's it. But actually, you care about the quality of the work, the quality of the production at the same time. There are some strategies. I will try within 5 minutes run of this. So here we have some strategies to go through the time management. The first one is time recording. The second one is the priority box. Third one is communication channel and management of the communication. And number 4 is delegation. Very important strategies. If you try to think as manager, if you try to think as whatever the type of work you have, and you think for these strategies, you will have very effective time management. So first one is recording time. As you see, very important to monitor your activities. You know what you're doing every day, so you have to monitor these activities. And most importantly, you have to have an average time for each activity. Okay, I'm spending 1 hour in class. Before that, I go for checking mail. Before that, I take my coffee. After that, I check whatever. So every time, every activity, you have to set the time for this activity. You have to know how much exactly you use. I mean, how much time you use exactly in each one of these different activities. All right. Why we are doing this? After you have, for example, 1 week, you write the activities, daily activities, and the time used, and then you go and you think with yourself, and you ask yourself, I really need to do this on that time? Maybe I need to do it, but the time is very, very long. If I can shorten the time, so I will eliminate and will have enough time to do other activities. And also after you record your activities with the average of time, you can eliminate unimportant ones from the life, okay? And this is actually why we do that, to determine the importance of each activity. And most important, you have the information in your hand, your time information, because you need actually to analyze the time. You have to have that time analysis process. In order to do it for daily life, for weekly, for monthly, you have to have this recording first, okay? Yeah, so this is a kind of a very easy one. You can do it. And now we have mobile and we have many other electronics which can easily, you have Google Calendar, you can write it down so you can plan and you know exactly what kind of activities you're doing and the time for each activity. So this is the first one. And here I have two words. One it's important. I'm sorry. One is very urgent, and the second one it's important. So do you think they are different, important and urgent? Do you think they are different or they are the same? Yes,
Different.
different. Yes, they are different, and this is what we call priorities matrix. So whatever the activities you are doing, you can classify them based on these priority activities. I mean priority box or matrix. So the first one here in Harry, the first one here is urgent and important. Urgent and important. Here, important, but actually it's not urgent. Here, see, we have it's unimportant, but it's urgent. And lost square for us, both neither important nor urgent. So very important to do that time management effectively. You have to have priority square matrix, and you think, okay, I'm doing this activity. I will go with this event. All right. So you have to think and you just classify where exactly, which box, and accordingly can plan your time, of course, wisely. Uh, yeah, managers, they also need to go for delegation. So managers cannot do anything, cannot do all things, right? Based on the time, based on the priorities. So urgent and important, this is okay, can be done by the manager. But other tasks, other events, other activities, you have to think according to the matrix. You can, or you need to think deeply as a manager for delegation. All right. Actually, I bought this because I was thinking that the training session for non-academic stuff. So yeah, delegation is very important. But remember, you delegate authority, not responsibility. Yeah, I will go up to this. This is here why delegation is very important. Why it's really important. You don't have much time to do everything as a manager. So you have to classify based on the activities if they are urgent, important, and so on. So you can go through the delegation process. All right. This is here the different both different categories of work which can be authorized to other persons or not based on their priorities. Okay. All right. Yeah. Here, this is the step for delegation. I think it's not important for us. I will go for the last one here, which is the communication, Very important to communicate in order to save time, in order to use time and have effective time management. And here, even we call it communication management. It's also management for communication. If you are as a manager, if you're not communicate with your employees, let's say, for example, as a teacher, you're not communicate with your students properly. So you're not using time. You will lose time as teacher and also as a student, both of you. Here are some practical piece of advices which we need to do it every day. So plan, go for action, evaluate, re-evaluate, and then start plan again. Very important. Every day you should have a plan. This is important. And remember your life in your time and your health in your time. If you like to go through the procrastination and delay, so next day you will go, you find that you have a lot of work, so you're gonna work under stress, and this is not good for health. So your life, your health is with your time. But you set the objectives every day, but very important that you enjoy the trip to the objectives. Of course, addressing and getting the objectives done, this is very nice, but for the trip also, it's very nice. You enjoy the trip. Be optimistic all the time, successful. Don't lose time for task. Don't give the task much time. And of course, regret is not good. Yeah, when you are not planning, where you have over stress work, so you're not doing job on time. So after that, you feel regret, and this not good feeling for health also and for life. Sleep early, wake up early. Try to have very light lunch. Okay, not go for social media. Just go a little bit. Of course, you need to know what is happening around you, but don't spend much time reading journals. Try to get the general ideas from whatever you have. General ideas and clue ideas are very important. If you have a chance to change your habits, bad habits, it will be very nice. You're gonna avoid the time wasters. This is very nice point. You have to have even with your mobile, set the objectives for everyday work. So, and after you finish your day, you just check what kind of work you have done, what kind of work you cannot do. So you plan for future. And Imam al-Ghazali just say we have three types of work. We have work for past, we cannot change, and we have work for present, we can do it right now, we can change, and we have work for future, we can plan for future. Future is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but we still need to plan for this. Yeah, priorities, define the priorities, classify them according to the priorities box square, and that's it for me. So today session about the strategies of time management, how we record, set the priorities, delegation responsibilities, and of course communication management, and some pieces of advice generally. And I will just here finish the training session with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. يعني I cannot say this in English, I'm sorry. نعمتان مغبون فيهما كثير من الناس الصحة والفراغ. So we have really great things from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, many great things. And two of them is health and time. And Rasulullah صلى عليه الصلاة والسلام كمان يعني في حديث قال لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن علمه فيما فعل وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه وعن جسمه فيما أبلاه. Thank you so much. We have comfort zone, relaxing zone, but we need to jump to other zones. We need to jump for fear zone. We need to go for education zone. And most important, very dangerous one, if you go it, you will achieve a lot of success, which is the growth zone over here. So we need to reach this by training, attending and go with knowledge for training. And thank you so much for today. So if you have any point to discussion, that would be great. Thank you so much. So learning moments for today. Can you please share your learning moments? Just 1 point each one. What you like it the most today for what you like it the most for our training session today? Okay. Thank you, Dr. Ghaida. يعني إن شاء الله the BDC will share the presentation. Thank you, Dr. Taki. Thank you, Ms. Tongchu. Yeah, this is great idea. We can do this. This is a good suggestion, Dr. Siva here, if we have this time management session for training session for students. Okay, how the information was presented. I cannot get this question, Dr. Ghaida. Could you please explain to me? Yeah, no, thank you, Dr. Zafar. Metrics for deciding.
The learning moments that I benefited a lot from the information presented.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Dr. I prepared in Arabic, so I just made it English. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Zafar. This is actually a great point, which I wanted to catch at the end of this training session, matrix for classify priorities. Which one is urgent? Which one is important? Thank you so much, Dr. Zafar. Yeah, thank you, Dr. Siva. I'm done.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Haitham, for your time with us. It is really wonderful and interesting section for us. I'm sure, Doctor, you are not wasting our time. On behalf of PDC of our university, I convey our thanks to Dr. Haitham for his great talk. Also, I am thankful to all the participants, those who are spending their time in this webinar. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your audience. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we can leave, I think.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.